Hello everyone, and apologies for the lack of dev diaries for the last couple of weeks. I have been very busy both with finalising Left Hand Path and also with some consultancy work, but the good news is that exciting things are happening at the moment. So, first thing, the release date I had initially sort of soft set as the end of September. Now, I've been lucky enough to get some advice from someone with a hell of a lot of experience at doing releases for really, really big titles, VR and otherwise, who has pointed out the rather salient fact that all of the AAAs are due to release in about the next month and a half, and if I try to release at the end of September, I'm going to end up competing with Call of Duty or something for press, which is obviously not great. So it looks like I'm going to be delaying the launch a bit. There'll be more news on exactly when that happens. I'd like to do Halloween, but I'm not sure if it's doable. So again, more news on that. In terms of where we're at with Left Hand Path right now, we have a release candidate. It has a few bugs which I'm going to finish off this afternoon, and then it will be being pushed out to the private beta testers. You know who you are. I will then incorporate feedback from that, bring it back in, finalise it even more, keep polishing, and so on and so forth. Hopefully, I will have a Gold Master or Gold Master equivalent by the end of the month, meaning that it's actually finished and then it's just ready to ramp up for release, which is, if you haven't done any kind of release of a game or something similar, surprisingly big job. I'm going to have to make lists of journalists, contact them, make lists of YouTubers, do the same thing, do a trailer, do loads of marketing material, promotional materials, try and get interviews, try and get guest blogs, figure out all the social media side of things, advertising, all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot to do. And that is probably going to be, if I do end up releasing on Halloween, that's probably going to be most of October. The other good news is that this will mean that if we are releasing a little bit, I will be starting to play with concepts for my next game. So stay tuned for news on that. But that is basically where we're at. The 1.00 patch is looking absolutely fantastic. With any luck, I will be able to post you some sort of screenshots at least of the completely revamped spells. Foley has now been added for just for everything. It all makes appropriate clangs or crunches or so forth when dropped. I even have a specific crockery dropping sound effect for the kitchen in Nearmoth, which one of my household plates gave its life for. And then I think, what else is there? The Grimoire, obviously I've mentioned before, has been completely redesigned. Lots and lots of balance changes. Some really good balance changes in Samael based on discussion on the Steam forums, so thank you very much for that. Yeah, it's a smoother, it's a more polished experience. It's the same thing you've been playing, basically, but everything has been polished somewhere between a little bit and a lot. I really love some of the new effects. Some of the effect when you cast a ritual is really cool. And we also have the new tutorial, which I have nearly forgotten to mention, which is now complete and in there and adds a little bit of story and a little bit of depth to what's going on in Left Hand Path, in the middle of also giving you the opportunity to practice Whis and practice some of your spells, practice a ritual, which I know a lot of people wanted to do, before actually being thrown into the darkness of Nearmoth. Oh, and low terror mode is also now in, and I have had feedback from a friend of mine who is a massive wuss when it comes to horror games. So I'd initially set the low terror mode to be what I thought was light. He walked in there, he went, "This is absolutely terrifying, it's nowhere near light enough." So I was able to notch things up a bit, change a few more details to make it just more of an appealing experience for someone who's looking for an RPG rather than a horror experience. Story mode is also in, and I'm just fine-tuning that right now, so that there's still a little bit of a challenge, or still, some challenge, but not enough that you are going to feel like the gameplay is getting in the way of the VR experience and the story. Both of those are, of course, completely optional. You can still play Left Hand Path the original, hard, scary way, and honestly, I still think that is the way I would prefer people to play it, but, if you physically can't get through the game because it's too damn scary and you're just not enjoying it, well, if you're not enjoying something, then it's not good entertainment. So hopefully the new changes will give people a better way to experience it in the way that suits them really well. At some point I may do a lengthy post on why I have made these modes when Dark Souls and similar things never do. But that's a story for another time. Alright, I had better get back to it. I have some more chatting with the aforementioned very experienced advisor to do today, and some bugs to fix. Hopefully, finally, the tutorial will actually display the loading screen which I lovingly crafted for it. Alright, catch you guys later.